I gotta open our spreadsheet.
With all of your notes in it?
Look.
Look. We're going to have the opposite problem here, where I put in a bunch of notes, but it was 2 weeks ago, so I don't know what the hell I was talking about now. Like, this Eric does not know what past Eric was thinking, whereas your notes, I just read all of them.
Man, you don't know the kind of weeks that I've been having, okay?
I'm going to use that as the cold open and just put you on blast. Second one.
I feel like it's going to be pretty accurate to the way the rest of this thing is going to go.
Polydactyl.
Vociferous.
Bombastic.
Rectangle.
Big words for smart people.
Hey, welcome to Big Words for Smart People, the only podcast that makes dumb guys smarter and smart guys even smarterer. My name is Frank, and my pronouns are they, them, and I'm here with my brother.
Hi, I'm Eric. My pronouns are he, him. I'm your brother, and I'm here with the word to make me and you more smarter.
What word have you brought for us today, Eric?
The word for today is encoding.
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 Encoding. What is that?
Eric, what does encoding mean?
I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
Dude, we should have planned this out better.
It's gone off the rails immediately. So encoding, I wanted to bring this word. Let's talk about what it means first, or what it doesn't mean. When I say encoding, you probably thought like decoding, right? Maybe.
Yeah, but like the opposite.
Yeah, but like it's essentially 100% yes, right? Like if that's literally what I have in my notes. Just, how do you define a word? Well, it's not this thing. It's another thing. It's got a couple of definitions. There's some technical definitions for encoding. You may have seen this word used if you were like, I was going to say burning music to a CD, then realize it's 2025, and that might already age us in a horrible way. When you were recording from your 8-track.
Pirating music off of... do people even pirate music anymore? Do young people do
I'm
that?
sure people pirate music, and I'm sure it's none of the websites we could ever name, because I don't know.
Well, no. Loose. Oh my God, loose lips.
Yep.
Nope,
you got it. Nailed it. Got it in one. If we think about decoding as the idea of taking something that's like coded or jumbled up and like turning it into something parsable, encoding is essentially the opposite. So it's the idea of taking something and converting it into something that's coded. Which sounds convoluted and challenging, but the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I want to talk about encoding in terms of how we think about language first, and then like I want to extrapolate off of that from there, right?
Right.
Are you with me so far? This is super funny, I'm sure.
Yeah, encoding is something that I'm actually pretty familiar with because I have what's called a boring job.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with
Go
data.
off.
So yeah, the process of like taking data points and taking values that are associated with certain variables and like encoding them into other formats so that they can be compared to other variables. It's something that I do every day.
Okay. Cool. So like, do you?
But please go on about.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
Do you tend to work with like numbers and stuff? Like with your work, it's numerically based, or
right.
is it? Okay, cool.
Right. Is turning numbers into other numbers or turning words into numbers?
Fascinating.
Like if someone's like if we ask a question about like how often do you fart every day?
Yeah.
And they say
100.
Like how much do you fart every day? And they say frequently.
Okay.
Or sometimes you need to
They say a
encode
normal
those
amount.
values.
I fart a normal amount. And you go, okay,
right, so you might say
200 to 300 times.
So you might say like frequently has a value of 3, and then you encode it to 3, and then regular amount has a value of 2, and you encode it to 2, and then you can compare that to other like numeric data points.
Cool. So thinking about when I wanted to talk about it, and that's it's a really good way of connecting it. We do encoding when we are talking about writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like decoding is looking at words and going, I see letters on the page, but I know that these letters make these sounds, and so those sounds together spell out the word fart or spatula or like whatever, right? But and we spend a lot of time thinking about that. How do you open a book? How do you look at the words? How do you turn those words into sounds, or those letters into sounds, and those sounds into words, and those words into meaning, right? It's a phenomenal number of steps to go between like looking at some scribbles on a page and understanding. I was gonna name a literature piece, and I almost said Jethro Tull, which is not literature at all.
Name a book.
Name a book.
Name a book. Name any book.
The Sound and the Fury.
Name a book.
I've never even read it. Grapes of Wrath. That's going to be my go-to for everything.
Hey,
right?
There you go.
That's how you turn the Grapes of Wrath into something. There's a story about a turtle. We don't spend as much time of the opposite of like, I can say a word at you and you go, oh, you just said spatula. That's these sounds, and these sounds become these letters, and that's how I write it down. So I really liked this idea, and the reason I wanted to bring it is I won't go off. I have like a whole bunch of notes over here that are about like language acquisition and phonemes, and that sounds really boring to me right now. We can talk about it later if it sounds fun. What I like the idea of is taking something, an idea, right? Something amorphous, something immaterial, like just saying a word or like having a concept in your head and being able to convey it and like to encode it into something that other people can parse and experience and decode, but also the way that like with words that's very concrete, but if we stretch out that idea to be about like art or concepts.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it sounds like you're describing the point of art.
Yeah. It's a really cool like that's why it's our first word, is because it's everything.
That's really heady.
It's I know. It's a fun word. I think it's a fun word, and why I wanted to bring it for our podcast is because we don't often use the word encoding unless you're in a very technical space. It's usually borderline tier 3, tier 2. It's a tier 2 word that we use in a tier 3 context a lot.
Right.
But if
it kind of seems like it's like metacognitive or like epistemological.
Yes, googling epistemological. It has to do is connected to the stamen.
That'll be episode 3.
Yep. Okay. Cool. I liked this idea of being able to introduce a word to our vocabulary that like you can use in a number of different contexts, because yes, you can talk about it in terms of like writing or numbers or anything, but you can also like use it when thinking about how do I convey an idea to you in a way that lets you be like encode an idea to you so that you can decode it and we get even remotely to the same place. Right.
Easier said than done, and it's really fucking hard to say.
It's tricky. It's but like that's kind of what we wanted to do with the podcast too, right? Is like trying to convey these words so you can drink them in, and like I lost the plot at this point, but that's my word, encoding.
I think this is really relevant though. Like I live in a country that is not the country that I was born in. The language that is spoken here is not my native language, so I'm having to learn a second language as an adult.
Do you want to share that language, or are you
fucking hard, dude?
If we say that you're an American in country, people will be able to zero in on your location immediately. American in country redacted. they'll find you.
Let's just say it's the largest economy in Europe.
It's pretty big.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna get doxxed.
Oh no! Its language is one of the many languages that contributed to the construction of English.
Let's say I'm trying to learn Schmerman.
So hypothetically, if I were to learn Schmerman, it would be tricky because. But
see, this is also kind of hazardous because Schmerman is, as we all know, the language of the merman, and I don't want to give it the wrong impression.
Which it's a racist terminology for the language of the merman because it's just fish and merman put together. So I'm really upset that you brought that to our conversation.
Fuck, I'm gonna get canceled.
Oh man, one episode in. Beans, it's gone. So the next episode will be me and somebody new recording a podcast. The word will be Schmerman. Shit. You were talking about learning German, though, and I imagine this has been. I say imagine because I haven't been talking to you ever. This has been tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the first time we've ever met.
You're having to do the process of going like we talk about in terms of automaticity, right? We talked about like when I'm reading.
There's your $10 word.
There's that should have been the word for the day. It's automaticity.
Episode 4.
You're reading a book. You're reading The Grapes of Wrath. You're reading about the turtle walking across the street, and you're automatically turning those words into meaning in your brain. But when you're learning a new language, especially one that is similar but not the same as English, you don't have that automaticity yet, I imagine. And so that whole encoding, decoding process sucks shit, right?
Yeah, and the similarities between English and German are... Excuse me. Dude, I don't want to say that. I feel uncomfortable.
Uh-oh, we made it a problem. When you're learning German... Go on, sorry.
Let's say there's this fictional country. Let's call it Germany. But the similarities between English and German are most readily seen in like sentence structure. Okay. Although the sentence structure, if you translate it directly to English, sounds very like archaic. Yeah. You know, for instance, like in English you say like don't walk on the grass. Okay. Right. In German it's like walk not upon the grass.
Okay, cool. Thou shalt not walk upon thine grass.
But once you get into more complicated or specialized or nuanced kind of words, the similarities between English and German increase. Like there's a vast gulf between like the English word secret and the German word Geheimnis.
Okay.
If we have any listeners who speak German, I'm going to get flayed alive for my pronunciation.
It's okay. You're still learning. And we can block emails that we don't want. It's fine.
But the difference isn't only in like the way that the word sounds and like the etymology of the word itself, but also in the meaning of it, Okay. So when it comes to like trying to convey complicated or nuanced ideas, I'm just dead in the water.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I'm at this stage of language learning where a nuanced idea that leaves me dead in the water is your dog is the same color as my cat.
Oh no. Not something complex like comparatives.
So like to convey these things either when I'm trying to like be conversational with my neighbors or if I have to like, God forbid I have to speak to like a doctor in German, I have to get like really creative with the way that I phrase the way thing.
Okay.
Excuse me.
The way you phrase things.
With the way that I phrase things.
Yeah, okay, cool. The way that things are phrased. The way that one might phrase a thing in Germany.
The way in which things by me are phrased. That is actually really good sentence structure in German.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So that whole process of like encoding and decoding is complicated and also like defamiliarized
Okay.
You know, I'm having to like think really, really hard about every single word that I use.
Sure.
Especially since I have the vocabulary of a toddler
Which
with
is
the brain of at least a third grader.
Right. Like not like a honors third grader, but like they're doing okay.
No.
They're going to get moved along in the system no matter what.
Yeah, I'm not in the quill group. I'm in the crayon group.
So I have a couple of thoughts while you were talking. I was thinking like it must be really tricky when like different languages have words that we don't have an English like version of. And so if you don't know that word, it gets really hard to describe that word. And they're just like going, yeah, no, we know what that word is. But like, it must be
like, why are you taking like 2 minutes to describe this word?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We have a word for this.
We have a word that means you took 2 minutes to describe something that could have been said in 3 seconds. Why don't you just say that word instead? But like you, as an adult learner, sorry, go ahead.
What's really humbling is when you have to like go around your ass to get to your elbow with one of those complicated words, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have a word for this," and it is a cognate of the word in English.
Is it circumlocution? Circumlocution.
That's not the word I was thinking of.
The use of many words where fewer words would do. So we have an English word for the word that we were making fun of about not having in English because Germany has it instead. So that's where we are.
God, fuck you, stupid buckle.
Oh, man. This is a bad podcast. But I imagine it's frustrating for you as well. You know what you want to say and you have the words to say it, but you don't have the right words. Like, you know it in English. You know what you're trying to say, and it just isn't coming to you because like you're trying to like, I guess, encode from a different code base, right? Like you're pulling from a different. That seems fascinating and frustrating.
Yes,
but I mean, there's a reason, accurate. And also you're too old.
Yes,
because like the research says that like young minds are much more flexible and much more equipped to for language acquisition. So like when the younger you are, yeah. So that's why like dual language programs are so valuable. And it's also why people who don't grow up in like America and who grow up in school systems that have normalized bilingual or multilingualism, like the mental elasticity is there. So you're definitely like you're fighting an uphill journey there. But I am impressed. I'm going to be sincere for a second. I am impressed with how hard you have worked and how much time you've put into learning to speak German. I'm jealous because I have struggled immensely with learning new languages. And it's really cool, and I'm not going to say humbling because that's not true, but it is cool to see how like you've been learning how to speak German, and when you say it, it sounds right to me, so it must be right.
Dude, language learning is all about being humbled. Like, I'm humbled every single fucking day.
Have people been relatively like understanding, or do you occasionally run into people who are like, no, that's wrong, go away?
Sometimes people get frustrated when you're trying to talk to them in German and it's just not working.
Sure.
And sometimes they'll switch to English, which is also humbling.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll just get like really frustrated. Yeah. Like, okay, so there's this corner store near me, and there's two guys who work there. They're both like really, really nice. I like them both a lot. There's, say, the older guy and the younger guy, and the younger guy is usually like really good about knowing when to switch to English with me.
Okay.
He knows that I'm trying to learn German, so like he'll like speak in German to me until I like just kind of stand there like mouth agape for a second, and then he just repeats himself in English.
Yeah.
But occasionally he'll say something and like I just can't hear it.
Oh no.
Like,
does he mumble, or is he just like
well, there's always music playing, and also I have hearing loss from working in a factory. So sometimes I just can't fucking hear what he's saying, and then he repeats something that's like really baby German.
Sure, you knew this one.
Yeah, like
I fart 30 times a day, a normal amount. And you're like, what?
See, I don't know the word for fart, or else I
What?
can say that probably.
How do you, okay, you have to, how do you not know the word for fart?
Okay, so here's the confusing thing. So the word for drive in German is fahren, F-A-H-R-E-N.
Yeah.
And when you conjugate that to the third person, so like he drives, the train drives, it's fahrt.
Okay. Okay.
And I've been here for years, and every single time I hear on the train like dieses Zugfahrt ended here, I'm like, yeah, man, the fart stops here.
Blast off, man. That's amazing.
You know, me and my wife like talk a lot about when you and your family can like finally come to visit us, right?
Yeah, I can't wait.
This is going to spend 30 minutes on a German playground and come away knowing more German than I've learned in 3 years.
It's possible.
It's gonna happen.
That'd be great. We can then leverage him to move.
But dude, you've been learning a language. You've been learning sign language.
I've been learning sign language. I'm learning through an app, and they're not paying me, so I'm not going to say the name of it. But if they do want to pay me, I am cheap. Like, slide me a $5. I got you, fam. I've been learning sign language, just kind of like as a daily thing to try to keep my brain fresh, and because I've really struggled to learn. Not actual. That's not the way to say it.
Whoa!
Oh, no. Now they're not going to sponsor me at all. I've been struggling to learn vocalized languages. I really like either it's my brand of ADHD or like I just haven't found the way that works for me. I've really struggled with like learning about like conjugation and all of those things, and so like I thought I'd pick this up. The wall I'm running into right now is the way we learn anything, the way we learn, but especially language, is not just by like intake but application, right? Same thing with like with learning words, right? If you want to add encoding to your personal vocabulary, to your lexicon, you need to use that word a bunch. Like today, find excuses to use the word encoding. Like I would, when I was a teacher, I'd be like, I need you to use this word 5 times before you leave my class today. That's how you're going to learn it. That's how you add it to your long-term memory.
Shit, dude, I can't wait to encode this macaroni and cheese into my mouth.
Yeah, baby. I would kill for some mac and cheese right now. That sounds amazing.
Dude, you're telling me that specific kind of like orange dye that they put in the Kraft mac and cheese is straight up illegal in Germany? I can't get it here.
The white cheese is better. Okay, whatever. Let me talk about one thing. Then we'll talk about
shells. It's 3 cheese shells.
Yes, there's a brand, Annie's. I don't know if you get it in Germany. Annie's 3 cheese shells.
We don't, but I know that one.
Targeted for kids. It's the best, hands down. I ate a whole box of it as dinner on Wednesday. Okay, so the problem I'm running into with sign language is I don't have a good avenue for practice, right? So it gives me practice opportunities each day. Like I'm learning new words. I'm trying to add those words to my own brain, but I don't have either sign language learners or a person who speaks ASL, who signs ASL to practice with. And so like I'm learning in a vacuum. And so I know, one, there are things that I'm just like, I'm doing wrong because no one's there to be like, oh no, you slurred that sign and now you said something totally different. Right.
Right.
But also I am learning like the right way to sign things. And I guarantee there will be people who are like, why are you talking like that? Like no one actually
like you're too formal.
You're too formal, like or like cause like already in sign language you say all the words in a sentence, right? Like it just doesn't make sense. Like a lot of those filler words you don't need. There are other rules in sign language, like you usually put the adjective after the subject. So instead of being like that's a red car, you'd be like that car red, right? Just because it's easier to like your brain goes, I know what you're talking about. Now I'm assigning details to it. So I'm learning. French is like a lot structured languages that are designed to make sense are like that. Our garbage language is like 8 languages in a trench coat, or is just the product of a number. It's
really a Creole when you get down to
of invasions. It is the sum of a number of invasions back and forth in England. Way too long to count.
And then that time in the 1800s when all those smart idiots decided that they wanted to put Latin into everything, so they put in those inkhorn words. I remember that from 12th grade English.
Look at you. Googling inkhorn. Anyways, I need practice. So like I've been thinking about like either taking a sign language class at my wife's university or like at the community college in the town I live, just to be like, even if it's words I know, I need the practice of like using them. Otherwise right now I just try to like sign when I'm talking to like my kids, or like teach him a new word or whatever.
So
encoding.
I have a friend here.
Yeah.
I have a friend here who I'm probably going to talk about a lot, so I'm not going to say his name.
Cool.
So he's one of these people who just like picks up languages like no problem. Like he's from the US, right? Yeah. So like speaks English, of course, also Spanish, French, German, Chinese, English, excuse me.
English and
American
proper English.
And German Sign Language.
Okay. Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he started speaking sign language like very, very recently.
Yeah.
Because he had a crush on a deaf guy.
That'll do it. The greatest motivator in the world.
And he had a crush on another deaf guy and another deaf guy and another deaf guy, and now he just has like stable of like.
And his type is good with their hands.
Deaf sexual partners.
That's insane. Okay, cool.
Yeah, like
fascinating.
That's like, this is how he meets people. Is he just like meets people that he wants to have sex with, and then he just like has friends for life.
That's the life, man.
Which might not be very practical.
Might not
for
be
you
my
and
life
me as married people, but maybe some of our sluttiest listeners might be able to benefit from this.
That's amazing. Well, I will say with sign language, I recommend people like pick up just like even just like a base level of sign. It uses a different part of your brain. Usually, and it's like, for me, I already talk with my hands, so being able to like add concrete motions to my hands is really nice. But like, my wife and I have a toddler, and sometimes I need to ask my wife a question. And if you have a toddler, you know, the moment you try to talk to your significant other, the toddler will need something or be completely up in your business. The moment you ask a question, they're completely up in your business, right? And like sometimes you're like, okay, cool, we can sometimes, and sometimes you're just like, I just want to know what the fuck you want for dinner. So being able to be like, sign like, I'm gonna sign to you and on an audio podcast, which would be complete garbage, but being able to say like what you want eat, even if she doesn't have the sign back for spaghetti, she can say spaghetti, and like my kid goes, what? And we go, nothing. And he goes, okay. But like we can make it not a thing, right? Like, or like, how are you is really easy. Or like when I teach or when I work with teachers, we had a lot of like the sign for agree is really simple. So like you can like get people
that's
engaged.
A real sign. I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's agree. And you probably learned it because a teacher probably at some point was like, let's do this. Because like a lot of teachers have a stable of signs that are just like a way to engage without having to vocalize. Which if you've taught middle schoolers, if you can keep them quiet but engaged, that's the dream. Right? But
sometimes for a full 4 seconds.
Oh, it's the best. And then they ask you, why is your hair weird? And you go, what? Stop. Are you balding?
My hair's
no!
Weird.
I'm not balding. It's thin. You're balding.
Thinning.
Go to the hall. Get out of here. You hunch when you walk. Why you sound
Why are
like
you so
that?
Short?
Why you sound like that is brutal. Because you're like, I don't even. What do you mean?
Dude, I went to like I have a friend who's like an indie filmmaker.
Okay.
Basically. more or less.
You've got so many cool friends. All I have is a stupid kid. Stupid isn't like
but,
he's not. Yeah, you get it. Whatever. He's not stupid.
I know. But at this premiere, I was like talking to somebody that I met like during like the filming of one of the scenes, and she was talking to me about like how she gets into character when she acts.
Yeah.
And she was like, I like some of it's just like trying to like think about how the character thinks, and some of it I'm sure is neurodivergent masking, which I'm sure you know all about. And it's like, girl.
Whoa. Okay, first you're not
we
wrong.
Talked for 4 minutes.
I like.
You're right, but you don't have to say it.
You said it wrong. Be cool about it. I like the idea of living in a world and just assuming that everyone is in some way, shape, or form neurodivergent and trying to hide it. You know,
dude, I don't think neurotypical exists, and I'm dead fucking serious about that.
I would. I mean, that's a totally different episode, but I fully agree with you.
Yeah, we'll get there.
It will meander. Every episode will just meander to raging against the idea of neurotypical.
Yeah,
it's like the idea of being completely straight. So I like being able to live in that world and also have the confidence of like saying it, because I don't. I mean, I just did, but I. To a bunch of strangers, hopefully.
But like to someone's face.
So yeah, to be
wild.
Like, hi, I just met you. I want you to like me. You're clearly neurodivergent. How do you process it? Like, one, what? Yeah?
I've taken one look at this person and I know something's not quite right.
So either that says something about your friend, or it says a lot about you and how you present yourself.
Come see, come saw.
I mean, maybe
it's a little bit of both.
Probably the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's our word, encoding.
Encoding.
It's a real blueprint for how this podcast is going to go. Encoding, this idea of taking something complex or the idea and converting it into something parsable. So taking the sound of a word, turning it into a word, but also taking the idea of, I think this person I just met is neurodivergent, and putting it into the world and just saying that must be a thing and is real. So if you like the word and you want to add it to your vocabulary, I highly recommend using it as much as you can, finding excuses to use it. A great thing to do would be to take this word and then tell somebody else in your life about the word. And do your best to describe it.
You should really encode this word into your daily life.
See, I was smart picking this word, wasn't I? But explaining something to some, this is my teacher thing coming up. We're going to have like a teacher alarm. Explaining something to something else is a really good way of adding that knowledge to your long-term memory. So take the word, you say it, use it, find excuses to use it. If you don't like it, don't use it, man. I don't care. I'm not your dad. If you like what we do, follow. We're on your podcatcher. Like, subscribe, comment, follow. All of that stuff is helpful. It lets us know that there's people out there and that they were at least entertained by, if they don't just like what we're doing. If you want to get in touch with us, we have some social interaction pieces down in the I almost said in the chat, and it's not a chat, in the show notes. This is not live, obviously. Feel free to reach out to us. If there's a word that you think would be fun for us to attempt to talk about, please send that to us.
Yeah, talk to us. We're literally nice.
I'm so lonely. I mean, bored. I mean, yeah.
Nice.
Nice. We're nice people. And you know we're nice because we had to tell you that we are. You know what we didn't talk about was how to end a podcast.
Uh-oh.
So that was our word. We'll be back next week with another word.
Have a very encoding week.
Encoding.
Bye-bye.
Bye.